Hey, we're Mayfly, and you're watching Music Enthusiast.
I'm going deeper and deeper. Keep it to myself, but I think there's something wrong with my head. What should I do now? I'm full of fears, but still I feel empty inside. Can I be healed, or will it be?
Hi, I'm Sarah from Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Mayfly. How are you guys both?
Very good, very good. You?
Very good. This is an amazing way to start my morning. I've been obsessed with the album, and knowing that you guys are both from Montreal as well, that just makes it even more excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys met in school. Basically, this project started off like as a group assignment. So, what was that assignment? Was it just like to create like music as a group, or what was it?
It was not even to create music. The class was called creative process, and you just had to start an art project. That was like the only thing that they were asking. And then the class was supposed to like teach you how to kind of build, like a schedule to and put yourself on time deadlines, and also respect the deadlines. And yeah, it was just supposed to help you to like get an idea of how to structure yourself when you do an art project, because sometimes that can be a bit tough.
Exactly. So people were, some were writing books, some were having photography projects, and then no one was doing it in pairs. We were the only ones actually in like the whole
School
in
program.
the whole history of that class. No one has ever did it with people, so we were like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And we started making covers. At first we were like, let's start a YouTube channel and just post cover songs. And so we were originally had another name, and it was less serious at first. We were really just doing it for the sake of the class, but then we really found something like a passion doing it, and it clicked instantly between Em and I, and musically, creatively as well. And so it wasn't long before we kind of jumped into Mayfly and used that as like our final year project even. So we were graded on Mayfly in order to graduate college.
And that was also the first time that they were allowing like a group of students to have the same grade, because that was the thing, is that we were gonna have the same grade at the end of the year. So yeah.
That's so cool, though. It just seemed like meant to be.
It's crazy. We were both supposed to not even go to that school, and then somehow we ended up in that same program, and it was definitely meant to be.
But yeah, what were your favorite classes in that?
I loved well, even if it was slightly cringe at times, but really our choir class we had so much fun. And also the film studies class, where we would watch these awesome movies and just be able to analyze them and stuff. But choir class was also so much fun.
Art criticism as well was fun.
Yeah.
We just learned to be very critical in that program, and I think that's what I really like. And that today I feel like that's what I've kept the most. I think you as well from that program, is like being critical, like not in a bad way, but just analyzing like art and projects,
because there's art like everywhere when you think about it. So yeah, it was a good skill set to have.
And I love how you guys even had like a class just to like make schedules and just keep yourself like on track, because I feel like that's so important and it's not being taught enough.
No, I fully agree.
Yeah. And also I love film studies. It's my favorite class. So good.
Yeah, it's so fun.
But yeah, you mentioned Mayfly not always being the name for the group. Honestly, I think Mayfly is a perfect name. Even the meaning is amazing. But what were the other names that came before Mayfly?
I don't even think I can mention it here. It's a French name, and it's a
cringe.
It's slightly cringe. I don't want to even expose ourselves, but it feels like it's been Mayfly the whole time, honestly. Like we switched it pretty quickly, and it became the identity so quick. I don't know, people often ask us if we'd like to change it, or you know, we're questioned a lot on the name, but for some reason it just feels right, and the meaning behind it as well, the fact that you can say it so well in English and French.
Yeah, I love it too. The name is amazing. The new project is amazing. It was just released a bit ago. It's volume 1, so could we expect a volume 2 or something to come next?
Yeah.
Of course, there is a volume 2.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's really a project that we thought of as like, at first it was supposed to be an album, but then ended up going into 2 volumes just because it made so much more sense in the feelings and in what we were trying to express with that
Evoke,
project. Yeah, to divide it into volumes.
Yeah, volume 1 is, you know, the kind of introspection, holding back, kind of getting a sense of what you're feeling within, and volume 2 is really going to be, you know, that full release of all the emotions. There's something a bit more like powerful, yeah, in the second volume, where we had so much fun doing those tracks as well.
Very interesting tracks as well.
Yeah.
Like there's, humbly speaking, but I think there's like some tracks that I cannot compare to other tracks, like that it doesn't remind me of like any particular song, which I think is really fun.
I sort of describe this album as like if Billie Eilish were like taking like a rocket ship to space, so was like traveling to every planet. I feel like on this project, every song is on a different planet.
Yeah,
How would you guys describe it?
No, that's a good way to describe it. I think that we adventured a lot into many genres, and we fully let ourselves go in the feeling of each song. And I think the essence behind each of them are still quite melancholic and dark. Even the more poppy, bright songs that we'll find on the volume 2 will still have that, you know, melancholic Mayfly essence, always grounded back to that. There's some kind of hurt, there's always some kind of pain that we can't get rid of, you know, as within us. So it's always, you know, being evoked in our music, essentially. But I think that we just had a lot of fun, and we didn't set boundaries for the genre. That's why it's hard to describe the genre of the volume 1 as well as the volume 2, because it's kind of a mix of everything. It's a mix of all the influences that we have, as you mentioned, you know, Billie Eilish, but like FK Twigs, James Blake, like Sabrina Claudio, you know, it's going all over the place. And so it's kind of a mix mash of all of that. Plus we're adding our, you know, original touch to each track. And so we were really just in the mindset of like, let's make some dance songs. Let's also make some
melancholic dance songs. I think that was like that was the initial vibe. Because we did previously our first EP, Essence, which was very like sad girl indie pop folk, like very soft music, which we love this EP. But it's just that for shows or like performances, that's a bit more tough to perform, because we don't want people to be like down at our shows, you know,
having breakdowns the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I want to talk about syncing on this album. Like on my first listen, I was like, this is going to be amazing just by the first track. How much experimenting did it take to create syncing?
Honestly, that one with Take Me Away were both the first tracks that we did like 2-3 years ago when we first arrived in Montreal. And we knew that was like the guiding line for this project, because they're so dark and they're like, I'm taking you in. But with syncing specifically, it was honestly quite quick to make. I think that we finished it in like one day. We changed it though. We changed it, you know, from the initial track that we did coming to Montreal in 2019, and then when we went back into that project 2 years later, we made it tastier, we made it better, but it essentially took us like 1 or 2 days. I remember we were just in the studio and we were like,
adding textures. I
yeah.
think that was the whole point of that
yeah,
track, was like adding textures and really,
messing up the voices, just
yeah,
making it sound super haunting, the most haunting possible. That
and
was
I remember the vocal on Sinking as well as one that we recorded
yeah,
in 2019, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
So that's crazy that we were able to keep that vocal because it was recorded
so badly.
so badly, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that makes it even more special.
Yeah.
That it's like the initial recording.
And as you mentioned, like some of these tracks were made even before the EP. So
Yeah.
how did you like decide which tracks would be involved in the EP and this project?
I don't know. It's hard to explain. I think that you just know when you're ready to release a project or not. And Essence, we did it so quickly, so easily, and it felt so comfortable in the moment and in the headspace that we were at that point in our lives. We felt like we needed to release something that was vulnerable, soft, that was simple, that was an easy listen. And so the tracks that we put on Essence, we were like, yeah, it just makes sense. And we always had in the back of our mind the HIDEAWAY project, and we kept producing for HIDEAWAY in parallel to Essence, but we knew that there was like a darker thing attached to HIDEAWAY. There was something more complex that we weren't yet ready to release because we needed to gain knowledge in production. We knew that we wanted to collaborate. We knew that we wanted to make this like a bigger project than the small, cocoon of Essence. So I think it's just a natural thing that happens when you make music. You kind of compartmentalize the songs where they have to be, and you feel it when you're not ready to release it or when you are. And that was sort of the process that we had.
Again, this project is amazing. I cannot say it enough.
You.
How long did it take to shoot the cover art?
It took a day, I think, half a day maybe.
Yeah.
We were in the studio. I think we shot it 1 year ago. This as well. Like, it's been all things that took like a long process before they see the day. We shot it 1 year ago in a studio with a photographer director that we've worked with on all our projects so far for the visuals of HIDEAWAY, and even some for Essence as well. And his name is Adrien Villagomez. He's from Montreal as well. Yeah, so I think it's just something that we envisioned for the cover art, and then we talked with him about it, and then it became like a live thing. And so we went in the studio, and that was pretty much fun.
Pretty much fun.
Yeah, no, but I don't know.
It was very fun. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Even the track listing has a meaning. Blackwater is on last. It's the last track of this album. So basically, what is the meaning to the track listing?
That's a good question. I don't know if there is the meaning. It's more a question of feeling.
Okay.
I think an initial track list that we did for the volume 1, we felt so strongly about, because we'd been in the process for just so long, and we were like, we believe that this is how the song should be presented in this order. And then we showed it to the management and our label for creative advice, and they were like, not sure. I think that it's creating not the roller coaster of emotions that should be had. So what about this track list? And then we kind of went on from that idea. So it was really interesting to have our perspective be challenged, and then we kind of collectively all came up with that track listing, because it just felt like the right wave of emotion to be had when you're listening and skipping through the album. We initially wanted to start the volume with Blackwater.
Looking back,
it makes so much sense to have it as a closing song. And I don't know, it's such a powerful, dark thing, and it's like it ends on a great note, but it also leaves you wanting so much more because of that tension that we build at the end. So it's like, well, perfect, you have the second volume coming. So that's sort of, we wanted to leave it on like a climax.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. After listening, I was like, okay, again, just on repeat.
Yeah.
And yeah, other than the album, you guys are going to France soon. So how excited are you for that?
Very much.
Yeah, we're so excited. Yeah. It's crazy because it's, in one of our first shows, and it's happening in France. And it's very big venue, and I don't know, it's just like we went from whoa and we have to be super ready, you know.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of kick it in sixth gear in the last months and now until the show to refine the show. You know, we incorporated our new musician in this in our formula, and so we're just having
It's all the songs from the Hideaway project as well.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
Yes, it's so fun to be able to make them come to life in that way. And it's been a lot of work. It's a lot of work to build a show. But it's so amazing, and we can't wait, as we were speaking yesterday about it, but we can't wait to like just feel that warmth from the audience in live. You know, we haven't had the chance to have that so much in our career. We've always been in the studio, or we've had feedback from online, exactly. But I think that the human connection is going to be next level, and we're so excited. And I think that France is a really great an audience, and we already have like some fans there, and so it's gonna be fun.
Have you guys ever been, or is this your first time?
I've been personally when I was younger with my mom.
First time for me.
Oh, awesome. Is there any things like you're looking forward to doing, either like, let's say, like thrift shopping in France, like trying new food, like?
Yes, for sure. Thrift shopping. We're gonna try out all the coffee shops. We're gonna eat like some croissant on some balcony or something.
She romanticized.
Yeah.
No, I think just walking as well. Like even this year for New Year, we went to Amsterdam just for fun, and we just love to walk.
Yeah.
You know? Have a coffee and walk in the city.
That's so much fun. My very last question for you is, who are your favorite artists right now?
Who am I listening to? Oh my God, I'm listening to so many. Joji, I'm listening to a lot of Joji at the moment.
I'm listening to a lot of Lolo Zouai as well. Love that.
Montel Fish, we discovered it recently. Been loving that.
James Blake, like the usual. SZA as well.
Oh yeah, she's banging right now. It's so good. The same artist we listen to.
Yeah. I think we have our like favorite artists and just listen over and over again.
Yeah.
Well, it was so much fun chatting with you guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys at a show in Montreal very soon.
Hope so too.